I'm using a new program just to try to make my recordings. So this is the second grammar packet that you should receive, and hopefully it's helpful to practice these items. And I know for this one, you're supposed to find the preposition here. And it helps if you look at the list on page 74, but I think I also gave you on the back of this packet a list of the prepositions. Now, the compound prepositions are on the back of the Florida Man worksheet, along with a few other helpful ones. So I'm going to put I'm like just old school, so I always put parentheses around my prepositional phrases. But it looks like on this one, they want you to actually like put the arrow towards like the object of the preposition. So this is weird. Prior to, I would assume this whole thing is a preposition. That's kind of tricky. And then for this one, for the postage, I don't really like doing it this way, so I'm going to put parentheses around it because I think it's clearer. By the wealthy. Wealthy is your object. A lot of students say, why isn't was a preposition? Because was is a verb, was used as a verb phrase, so it can't be the preposition. Here we have for most people. People is the object. Here we have throughout Britain. Britain is the object. In the United States is the object. Individual designers is the preposition, the object of the preposition, and with his picture postcards. And hopefully you guys tried this on your own if you just go through with me, because then you kind of know, I'm good at it or not good at it. In addition to is a compound preposition. So for every occasion, right? To the humor section. Through card racks. Ooh, they almost got me. Of a humorous card. Inside the card. And again, like if you get on the test and you've just watched these without trying them first, you might find that you're not as good as you thought you were at them. So just make sure you're trying. I know during this past summer, I know that it took me a lot of practice, and even still, I'll check with the faculty member that has more of a traditional education when it comes to grammar. So I went to the University of Illinois, and we did not have a formal grammar test or grammar class. And that is I got an English degree there. To create. I hope I didn't pick up any other infinitives, you guys. But then when I went to Illinois State to get my second degree, I also didn't have a grammar class. So I just had to teach everything to myself. And pal is the whole object. Across the card's cover with a picture of a candle. Picture and candle are objects under the words on it. And inside the card of gifts. Amid small pictures. And then let me just go back and make sure I didn't get any, accidentally find any 2 plus a verb form equals infinitive. Make sure I don't have any other incorrect 2's. I think I'm okay. To the humor. Yeah, anytime it's 2, just double check. And like I did, I went back and checked. Here's more prepositions. All we want to do here is just find the prepositional phrase, you guys. This is just more practice. Some people need more practice, right? And I mean, the object is the boat, but we're just going to find the prepositions early in the morning for shrimp. for crabs and lobsters at sea near our coastal town at the beautiful sailboat in the harbor. So we just want you to find them. These are going to be adjective phrases. They describe a noun or a pronoun. And I'm going to start with this next video. Oh, no, my video is not going to stop. I'm okay. So these are going to describe a noun or pronoun, adverb clauses, and phrases describe verbs, adjectives, adverbs. So you'll see that. And phrases just have like a noun usually, or like I guess they could have a verb only, but a clause has both. But it just doesn't. Usually, a dependent clause would not have a complete thought. So let's find these here. Okay, so we're supposed to be finding our prepositional phrases, and we are trying to make sure we understand like what word it's describing, the prepositional phrase is describing. And if it's describing a noun, it's an adjective phrase. If it's describing a verb or adverb or adjective, it's going to be an adverb phrase. And I have checked my list, and my list suggests that because of is a compound preposition. This is so hard to start off with. Why do they give you number one as your tricky one, right? So because of rust, that's telling me why. So already I know like would open is the verb phrase. So this one's an adverb phrase. And adverb phrases show time. They show in what condition. They show why. They show when. I think they show where. And then another preposition in the stone wall. Oops. In the stone wall. What's in the stone wall? The gate, right? And gate is a noun. And so this one is actually an adjective phrase. I know that's tricky, but this is just like round 2 of us practicing. And some people are going to have to practice at this. You're not just going to be magically good at it. Oh, I wish it worked that way. So at shortstop. What are you at shortstop? You are great. Great describes. So we know that was an adverb phrase. And I think that's it for number 2. During the morning, that shows when. So, and it usually is going to describe the verb when it's saying when. So what happened during the morning? They walked, right? Walk is a verb. This was an adverb phrase. Before the game is showing another time. And then do is the verb. So that's another adverb phrase. And for a few days in our apartment. Okay. Sorry. So for a few days is showing time. So and stay, I guess, is your verb phrase there. So here we have an adverb phrase. What are you doing in the apartment? You are staying. Both of these are adverb phrases. For this one, beyond description, I think that's showing like in what condition or like how. So what's happened beyond description? It has left her voice hoarse. So that one's another adverb phrase. And into the stream bed, this is showing where. So I'm going to go for adverb phrase because that's okay. If you stop and you ask yourself, into the stream bed, what happened? You followed. For 8, what's of the 7 frogs the loudest, right? That's describing. So that's an adverb phrase. Nah. This one's an adjective phrase because the loudest lives among those reeds. Oops. So the loudest is acting as your noun. This is an adjective. Let me just erase here. I'm going to run out of time here, so I just don't know. I'm not used to this new program. So forgive me. Adjective. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then among those reeds. Okay. That's telling me where. Live is a verb. Where is adverb phrase. And then according to the manual, this is a prepositional phrase. And this is the compound preposition. That's really hard. I'm not going to give you that on the test. But I would say this is an adjective phrase. Clip is a noun. And to the hood, what's going to the hood, what's happening to the hood, it should connect. Should connect is a verb phrase. And it's showing where, adverb phrase. And then across the creek surface, what's happening across, this is where, what's happening across the creek surface, you are dragging it. The verb, right? So this one's a adverb phrase. Whew, don't you feel so smart? I mean, you can still make big money without being very good at these, okay? But just for the test, we have to know them. Throughout the school, who's throughout the school? That's showing kind of where. But I would first ask, like, who's throughout the school? Because that's, yeah. The students are throughout the school, so I'm going to go with adjective phrase for this one. Yeah. Yep. Then my answer was right. Yay, I didn't even read this, but yes, we're right. And then about the results. Okay, so what's about the results? The notes about the results? Is that right? Note is a noun. This one is an adjective phrase. To the garage door. This is not an infinitive, so we're okay. But always be careful with to. What's to the garage? The door to the garage? That's a thing, right? So this one's an adjective phrase. Near the lunch tray on the table. Okay, I see two of them. Is that my notebook? Near the lunch table. That's near the lunch table on the table? I would think both of these go to notebook. Yep, which is a thing. Adjective phrase. Ooh, I like this program better because it gives me more time. Near the water fountain, outside our classroom. Okay, these are tricky when you have two. But what's near the water fountain? The poster. What's outside our classroom? The fountain. Both of these are nouns, right? So these are both adjective phrases. From our neighborhood. Who's from our neighborhood? The people. Another adjective phrase. And what's to the entrance? Oh, next to the entrance. Sorry. The sign. That's a thing. So this is another adjective phrase. Around the observatory. What's around the observatory? A path. And about the cost of a new frame. So what it's about, the cost, the story, and the cost. Both of these are nouns, adjective phrases. Along the river. What's along the river? The kingfishers. Those are things, I think. Are they bugs? Ew. Adjective phrase. And in the stands, who's in the stands? The fans. Adjective phrase. And that's good. So interjection, these are so fun. Sorry this scans sideways, but we're just going to have to deal with it. Okay, so for one, we're supposed to underline the interjection. Yikes. Oops. Whoa. Goodness. Oh. Wow. Will. Alas and aha. These are fun. You get to add your own. So, oof. Mom told us that not all. What one would fit here? Of course. ... Mom. Okay, so I'm just like lazy, and I might just decide like I want to say of course, and then I just don't want to rewrite the whole thing, so I'm going to be lazy, but that's how I'm going to do it. And a man named Snake Man. Wow. A man. ... That way they know that I'm just putting it at the beginning.